Hi, Beth. I'm recovering from surgery, so I'm glad I can be with you virtually today. I wanted to start by sharing with you some testimonials from Facebook friends. I walked out of Publix, very pregnant, with a full grocery cart and a hungry toddler in tow. A torrential downpour had just started. A lovely woman coming into the store with an umbrella insisted on walking us to our car. She gave me her umbrella so I could load the baby into the car while she put the groceries into the trunk, getting soaked. I was in tears. She said she remembered having little ones. I'll never forget that. When I was in Opelousas, Louisiana, I pulled over to take a picture of an interesting sign on the highway. Within 10 minutes, 3 cars had pulled over to check on me. When I was in isolation because of receiving radiation for cancer treatment, a local dance company allowed my daughter to attend, free of charge, even though she was too young and wasn't potty trained. Everyone there, from the smallest girls to the teenage counselors to the person at the front desk, took fabulous care of her. They even included her in the end of the summer recital dance. At the very end, they had her surprise me by running out to me with flowers they had helped her make. All of her friends came to hug me afterwards. My cheeks hurt from smiling, and I had tears running down my face. It was a wonderful welcome home. Kindness. It can be as big as donating an organ or as small as a reassuring smile. Either way, kindness is incredibly powerful. It leaves a mark. It has the power to comfort, to inspire, to move us. No kindness should be underestimated. As cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead once said, "Never believe that a few caring people can't change the world, for indeed, that's all who ever have." If the Torah has taught me anything, and believe me, it has, it's that we're to practice kindness. The philosopher, physician, commentator, and scholar Moses Maimonides taught that all of the anthropomorphic and anthropopathic aspects of God, that he's abundant in kindness, slow to anger, loving mercy, doing justly, are in the Torah to teach us how we are to behave in order to feel transcendence. So it should be noted that God is described as having chesed, or kindness, or us to act with chesed 246 times in the Hebrew Bible. It should also be noted that Rabbi Simley in the Talmud claims that the Torah begins and ends with chesed. Now, when a piece of writing begins or ends with the same idea or phrase, it's called an inclusio. This inclusio gives a sense of order and completeness. The story of our people, as you know, is a continuous one, but what we hold as sacred and record in our Torah ends and begins with chesed, with acts of kindness as modeled by our Creator. In the beginning, it's not just creation itself that is the act of kindness, but in that even after we ate from the forbidden tree, God clothes us and provides for us. And we all know how hard it is to be kind when someone has hurt us. The Torah ends with God burying Moses. Burying the dead may be the kindest, most unselfish act, as the dead cannot repay the debt. By beginning and ending our most sacred teaching with chesed, we learn that kindness is of chief importance. I'm reminded of the proselyte who asked both Shammai and Hillel to sum up the whole Torah while he stood on one foot. Shammai, disgusted, told the man to leave. Hillel said, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow. This is the whole Torah. The rest is explanation. Go and learn." Shammai justifiably sent this man, whose demand was rude and dismissive, away, while Hillel acted with kindness. And within his answer, he teaches that to act with kindness is the soul of the Torah. As we repeat every time we say Sim Shalom, God gave us a Torat Chaim v'Hava'at Chesed. You gave us a Torah of life to love kindness. And the beauty of practicing kindness is it's something that everyone can do, no matter your age, no matter your income bracket, at any point in your life. Showing kindness is what attaches others to you. I officiated at a funeral where the mailman attended, a Publix manager, and many neighbors because the deceased had the ability to show kindness to everyone he came encounter with. At the grocery store, seeing the mailman as a person and not just a delivery system. Our money and our power are great gifts to the next generation, but our legacy, what people miss when we go, is expressed more through acts of kindness than through our income tax. As Barbara Bush, wife of the 41st president, once said, "Never lose sight of the fact that the most important yardstick of your success will be how you treat other people, your family, your friends, your coworkers, and even strangers you meet along the way." Piero Ferrucci, the psychotherapist and philosopher, writes about the unexpected benefits of leading a compassionate life in his book, The Power of Kindness. He notes that there are obvious benefits to kindness when we are the recipients, but the power of his book is the premise that something similar happens on the other side of the equation. He says giving kindness does as much good as receiving it. Perhaps more than any other factor, kindness gives meaning and value to our life, raises us above our troubles and our battles, and makes us feel good about ourselves. Our culture teaches scarcity, that we only have so much of things. Conserve, be frugal, preserve. But there are certain things that are not scarce, certain things that if we put them out into the world, we end up having more. Those things include love, compassion, respect, honor, awe, reverence, and kindness. As children, if we have siblings, there's always a level of competition for our parents' love and affection. When I became a parent, I learned that love is an infinite supply. Having Izzy did not take away from my love for Henry. In fact, it grew. At times, I'm overwhelmed by feelings of love, and for that, I'm grateful. We can be kind to the person walking by on the street, to the cashier, to the homeless man on the corner, and still have kindness to give to our loved ones, as long as we remain kind to ourselves. In fact, when we are kind to all people, we live lives of wholeness and integrity. Kindness is only depleting when it's false, when it's calculated or self-interested. True kindness is patient, respectful, gracious, and the more we practice true chesed, the more it will become a genuine aspect of who we are. The goal is not to perform random acts of kindness. The goal is to purposefully engage in a life of kindness. So here are some tips to start being kinder. First, smile. In Pirkei Avot, we read, "Receive everyone with a cheerful face." Just a smile can transform someone's day, including the person wearing it. So try it on. 2, spark up a conversation. At the checkout, in a taxi, on a plane, or in the doctor's office. Try exchanging a few words, making eye contact, and just talking with those around you. For some of us, it comes naturally. For others, it will need to be deliberate. But when we open ourselves up to the exchanges, we open ourselves up to the encounter of two souls. 3, turn it off. That is, turn off the TV, your cell phone, your mobile device. I just said to look into the eyes of strangers, but how often do we interact with our friends and colleagues with one eye on the computer or on our cell phones? Turn it off. Look at that person. Show the other person you respect them and their time. 4, really listen. Shema Yisrael, listen up. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we are supposed to listen at least twice as much as we speak. And listening means turning off all of those other distractions and letting them know their time is as important as yours. 5, count your blessings. In Menachot, the Talmud teaches that we're to say 100 blessings every day. If we live lives of gratitude, noticing all we have to be grateful for, it is so much easier to be happy people and to be kind. 6, reflect on the kindness of others. Who are the people who make you feel loved for who you are? How have you experienced kindness? Reflecting on this helps us to put more kindness into the world. 7, expand your circle of kindness. It can be very easy to be kind when we're doing what Dr. Stephanie Dorwick terms in her book, Choosing Happiness, as patronizing kindness. This refers to kindness given to those people we feel are truly in need, the sick, the poor, the vulnerable, and downtrodden, as well as those who we hold close to us. The trouble with being selectively kind is that we're acting on our biases and judgments. Real kindness encompasses all beings. It starts from within but shows no bounds. And 8, remember Plato's words. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. I was once sitting in a doctor's office waiting for my MRI. I was cold and hungry, and after an hour I began to get very upset. Had I not had a book with me, I would have lost my cool. Even with the book, I was beginning to get a little ticked off. Then the MRI technician came out, looking white, and apologized to me, saying she had had a particularly difficult case. And I knew that she had had to tell someone that they had cancer or that the cancer had spread, and my feelings of annoyance turned into feelings of heartbreak. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. This reminds us to get out of our own heads and our own struggles. We all deserve some chesed. I could keep going, be polite, take care of animals, visit the elderly, but I've gone on long enough. Our world is full of daunting, seemingly unsolvable problems. When faced with these problems, it feels like there is little that any of us can do. But if we can be kind to one another, so much can change. We can start by being kind to our planet, kind to ourselves, and kind to one another. As Piero Ferrucci notes, we influence others far more than we think and they know. Right in the midst of everyday life, we are given the chance to touch the lives of others and thus change our world. So let's start changing the world together through chesed. Shana Tova.